Ray was building a growing number of McDonald's across America, but whilst his operations were getting rich, his company still hadn't found a way to make a profit. The McDonald's brothers' lawyer, who Ray called his mortal enemy, always advised them to never sign anything Ray asked for. So they insisted on the 1.4% service fee that had been agreed on the original contract, which made it impossible for Ray to make any real profit without a creative solution. Thankfully, Ray had his financial wizard, Harry. Harry came up with an idea to create Franchise Realty Corporation, a separate company from McDonald's System Incorporated. At first, Ray was a little confused why Harry suggesting they get into real estate, but soon became clear it could be the solution to all their problems. Up until this point, McDonald's store operators would pay rent to whoever owned the land beneath their store. But now, Ray's new company, Franchise Realty, would buy the property and lease it out to McDonald's store operators. This put Ray and Harry in a powerful position for a few reasons. Firstly, it gave them a degree of freedom from the McDonald brothers. As a separate company, Franchise Realty wasn't subject to the original contract Ray had signed with them. Second, it gave Ray and Harry more control over their franchises. They could enforce quality standards as conditioned in their lease agreement. For example, if an operator was not keeping their store clean, Franchise Realty had the right to terminate the lease on their property. Thirdly, owning the land finally gave Ray and Harry a way to make some decent money. Instead of rent, the operator would pay a flat monthly fee or 8.5% of the store's revenue, whichever was higher. Add to that the 1.4% service fee they were already getting, and you have some serious cash flow. Finally, Franchise Realty asked for a security deposit from its operators to build the store, and they could use the money as a down payment on the land without spending a dime of their own. This gave Franchise Realty assets on its balance sheet, something that was immensely helpful when negotiating with banks and getting access to more funds for expansion. It was a brilliant plan, but the real beauty of it was how it once again aligned the interest of McDonald's with its franchises. Whilst 8.5% of your revenue going to Franchise Realty sounds like a lot, in reality, it's just meant that Ray had yet another reason to ensure their franchises became extremely rich. The more money an operator made, the more money Ray and his companies made. Now that they had a winning formula, thanks to getting into the real estate business, Ray and Harry could sense that they were on the brink of something extraordinary with McDonald's. By 1960, McDonald's had 228 restaurants in operation, and slowly but surely, they were buying up all the land beneath them. However, it was also around the time that Ray was introduced to Joanne Smith, who happened to be the wife of a McDonald's franchisee. Ray met her when she was the pianist in a restaurant, and they had an instant connection and ended up playing the piano and singing together. Unlike Ray's wife Ethel, Joanne shared his passion for business, and they talked at length about what McDonald's would become. After spending more time with her, Ray very quickly fell in love with her, and before long, he filed for divorce for Ethel and proposed to Joanne instead. Joanne had fallen for Ray as well, but she was married with a family at that time, so she told him she'd had to think about it. While she did, Ray set out to do something he'd wanted to do for quite a while. He needed to finally get rid of the McDonald brothers. Don't forget to give me a quick little follow for more trivia and stories on the big brands that you know and love.